Well, I mean, I'm not gonna put that in obviously because I hit the ball when you were talking shit last time. But I mean, we're already doing it.
Remember that show we did that I was literally talking shit the whole show to that Dave Kraft guy?
I think so.
That was so fucking funny.
Was that a live show?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking shit to him while he was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do another one of those sometime. I haven't done a live one in a while. But yeah, I guess before we get too into things, this is JAMUP number 7, dude. Number 7. We're getting up there.
We're getting there.
Yep. And last time you were here, you were not the LFA Heavyweight Champion, and you are now, sir.
I am. Thank you.
I'll drink to that for sure.
Oh, where'd my beer go? Yeah, and I've been doing that too much too. Been drinking way too much beer.
I'll let too much celebrating.
Yeah, it's been a month almost, so it's time to fucking dial up and get back into training.
I believe that. Fuck.
So
got a lot to live up to nowadays.
Right? Yeah. There's no fucking sucking on the night of fight, the fight night.
Like the way you said that, there's no fucking sucking. But yeah, dude, I'm super proud. Like, I watched it. I couldn't find a way to watch it because, you know, I don't have cable.
Right.
But somebody, couldn't remember who it was. I stumbled across it on Facebook, streamed it live on Facebook Live, like on their computer.
Was it good? Could you watch it?
Oh, yeah. I got the commentary. I got to see the whole thing, dude. I was so fucking psyched. And when you won, dude, I lost my shit. Like, that was a terrible night, but that brief moment in that night was so fucking
worth
happy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it was the most accomplished I've ever felt. And I've played sports since I've been 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I've never felt more accomplished. Like, I felt... it was probably the happiest I've ever been, besides the birth of my daughter, obviously.
Yeah,
you can't put that past anything. But, man, I was, I just fought for 25 minutes. It was a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to do that again.
It's a hell of a fight, too.
Yeah, it was back and forth, and I think I won pretty soundly, but
oh yeah, that last round you did for
right.
sure.
And I knew right away. And then I started looking at some of the judges, and I was like, "You better not fuck me," just because I'm from Ohio.
I was so worried.
I was
so worried.
I will fight one of these motherfuckers if I lose this fight.
Just because they're like, well, this is his first fight here,
right.
We'll just give it to the champ.
It's not the LFA, it's the State Athletic Commission, but for whatever reason, and Ohio's the same way, I feel like sometimes they lean towards the hometown. And he wasn't hometown, but home state boy. But, yeah, the feeling after that fight, I was fucking... Dude, I'm sore as can be, but we went out, we found what we thought was just like a BW3s, it ended up being like a Black Hooters.
Oh, wow.
But it was great. The food was amazing, way better than Hooters.
Shit.
And so I was like, man, I'm going to eat and have a couple of beers. I'm going to go home or go back to the hotel and fall asleep. And none of that happened. I literally stayed up till like 5:30 in the morning. My adrenaline just wouldn't.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, and then I had to wake up. We're out of the hotel, and I had to catch a plane the next day, and I was probably 3 hours of sleep. I didn't care. I was on a high for like a week.
I bet, dude.
Couldn't get out of bed on Monday, but I got out of bed to go to work. But it was the most sore I've ever been. But dude, it was. I just talking about it, I love it.
Oh shit! Come get the fuck up here. Come on. He's excited too. But yeah, dude, it was quite a fight, and it's well deserved that you were on a high for a fucking week straight afterwards. I mean, it is quite an accomplishment. The thing I love the most about it is you immediately raised your hands up in the air because you're like, I fucking won that round for sure.
Oh,
That's at least what I thought anyway. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then they announced that you won. You dropped immediately to your knees, and the guy that was like holding your hand up was just kind of like, "What are you doing?" Man? And then you stood back up, and then you said all the stuff you said into the mic, and then you wanted to say something.
I wanted to keep thanking everybody.
I was going to ask you what you were going to say.
Yeah, and I was going to thank my girlfriend, my coaches, my family, because I had a bunch of family down there. The matchmaker, he was actually announcing that night. When he announced me as the winner, that guy, he came in, he's like, man, how many fucking people you got down here? I'm like, I think 15. And I have I have a cousin that lives in Houston, so it kind of worked out perfect. But
Nice.
he's like, man, we never get people from out of town. And I was like, yeah, man, my fucking family came. I wanted to thank them, but they were so crazy. And I'll make this kind of short because it's kind of a doomy story. But right before the main card started, I think there was 5 or 6 prelim fights that weren't aired on TV.
Yeah.
The one right before they went to TV, a dude died in the ring.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
How? What happened?
He cut too much weight. He got kicked in the body. And I'm sitting there watching with another heavyweight that's fighting. I think he was the second or third fight on the card of the main card.
Yeah.
And he's from New Zealand, so it was funny as hell just listening to his accent. Anyways, we're watching, and this dude gets kicked in the body, and he takes 2 steps back, and he just collapsed. And I look at the dude, the other heavyweight, and I was like, bro, he didn't want to fight. He was getting beat to begin with. He was getting beat. It's like he wanted a way out, and then he started fucking seizing. I was like, oh, maybe, I feel like an asshole now.
Holy shit.
So he died in the ring. They brought him back. Died again.
No fucking way.
Yeah. This is all in the fucking
God.
ring. Then they bring him back at the hospital. I think in the ambulance, maybe they brought him back. I can't remember because I was just like, I looked at that other dude and I was like, bro, I don't know if I want to fight.
So the dude lived.
He's alive.
Oh,
yeah, he's
wow.
probably, I mean, from my understanding, from what I've heard, he's probably done fighting, which, you know, if you got a problem with your heart, it's probably time to wrap it up anyways.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, so I saw a guy die twice, and the fucking show went on. They probably would have canceled it if they didn't revive him, though. I would assume.
Huh.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
so that's why when I did, so that it all comes back to my interview is why they were fucking cutting it short, because they were in the ring for 40 minutes or more. It felt like fucking ever. It might not have been 40 minutes, but
Because of all that.
yeah. So they were running behind.
Wow.
And they weren't even interviewing anybody besides me, and because I mean they probably had to as the main event.
Yeah.
So all I wanted to say was like, hey, thanks for my family, thanks for my coaches, blah blah blah. Thanks, everybody. Thank you guys, love you guys, blah blah. And Pat Miletich, which was interviewing me, which is a UFC Hall of Famer. He was just like, he looked at me, he was like, man, I'm sorry. And I was like, I get it. And then the fucking camera guys kept, come on, roll this. And I'm like, motherfuckers, I just won.
Yeah, man, let me have my moment.
Yeah.
Shit. But no,
But,
that's...
a lot of people at this point in the game, they want to talk shit and all that during their post-fight interviews. If you're not the most fucking humble dude after your interview, you're a piece of shit, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can understand talking shit, like, before the fight
Yeah,
and
it hypes
stuff,
the
but
fight.
at the end...
It gets you in that fucking right mindset. I mean, you're going to kill this motherfucker.
Yep.
But,
in the end, like, it's always nice to see him, like, go, like, good job, man. And then,
oh,
like,
yeah. And that's the thing. Me and this dude were cool before the fight, and he's a really nice guy. I know. I could just tell by just talking to him.
He's like a cop or something.
Yeah. He's like I think he trains, like, cadets or something down in San Antonio.
Yeah, I read a little bit about it before the fight.
So, after the fight, I understand you're a little upset you lost, but I went in the back and made sure he was okay. I was like, hey, thanks for the opportunity again. He was real nice, but his fucking corner wasn't.
No?
Kind of assholes.
Wow, a bunch of sore losers
Yeah.
over there.
We want a rematch.
Let's
Make it happen.
Yeah.
I was like, give me a couple of weeks and we'll do it. But,
Damn, salty. But the dude was cool.
oh, yeah, he was all right.
Well, yeah, he just fucking lost his title. I'm sure he was humbled as fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a little pissed off. I would be.
And I mean, his crew probably was just trying to
Supportive.
fucking have his back. Yeah,
I get it. No, I wasn't upset or anything. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's a rematch in the making.
So, is there going to be a rematch, or you just saying you're willing to?
I mean, there might be. It's whatever they want, really.
Because I kind of got the feeling that, like, he was older, and this was probably going to be his last fight. It's the way
I thought it was, too, but I saw a Facebook post, and he was like, I'm coming back. And I was like, good, happy for him. He's a fucking tough fighter. At the time, they said he was the best unsigned heavyweight out there. I don't know what the truth behind that, but I thought he was he's legit. I know that.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
So it kind of gauged where I was at, too. So I was like, all right, so I just beat this guy. And I definitely know I could do better if I have a longer and a more serious... I mean, I took this fight very serious, but I I just know if I can focus full time on this shit, I'll be good. Like that's what I want to do in life. So hopefully I'm almost there.
Well, you keep fighting at the LFA, you be making more money.
Fuck yeah.
So
that's for sure.
You can. Man. That's one step closer to just work, just fighting.
Yeah. But enough about me.
No, man. I've been waiting a while to hear all this shit. I'm gonna get more. That was like the fucking second topic I had written down.
Oh man, you wrote down topics. I'm so proud of you this time.
I know.
Usually we just fucking wing it.
And I did it all within the last hour and like 15 minutes.
Dude, I was sitting in the parking lot before I stopped and got the beer, and was like, "What are we gonna talk about?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll fucking wing it."
Nah, might as well.
Usually do better that way, anyways.
And I mean, there's usually quite a bit of time in between each one, so if we dig deep enough, there's always something to talk about.
Right.
My other, I guess, to move on, if you want to, did you see the Infinity War trailer?
I was gonna bring. That was the only thing I thought of.
Yeah. How fucking good does that look?
It's gonna be awesome,
dude. That look. I mean, I'm a DC guy all the way, even though their movies kind of suck.
Their movies do suck.
I haven't seen Justice League.
I heard so.
I actually hear mixed things, but I'll probably like it because I hear it's better than most. But Wonder Woman was really good in my opinion.
I still have yet to see that.
And I still maintain that Man of Steel was a good movie. I loved Man of Steel when I saw it, and I bought it. That's how much I liked it. But to get off DC, we're talking about Avengers.
Well, to go back just real quick was I'm still not a hater of Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, no, that movie.
I don't think it's that bad.
That movie's good. It's not great.
No,
but it's good.
It can't compete with the Nolan trilogy.
Oh, nothing.
Really. Not even anything Marvel can.
No. And I mean, Marvel's
maybe Logan's
made some...
close, but that's about it. Well, no, they're Fox.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not even considered a Marvel studio movie, but
Infinity Wars.
Yeah, Infinity War looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Although, I think Thanos looks like a pink thumb walking around.
He's been in the swimming pool too long.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be a little more like, I don't know. The CG just looks bad. Maybe. But I know this is the first trailer we've seen. It's not coming out until May 2018, so chances are the CG's not even done yet.
There's a lot of backlash on it, too.
Really?
The way he looks. Everything I've read...
He looks drastically different than he did in like the few scenes you saw him in the other movies.
Yeah.
Like he was dark purple. Like I guess he's not in space. And we don't know the story. For all we know,
so here's my theory behind it. You see him without his helmet. You see him without... his whole getup. Maybe when he puts that shit on, he kind of more. I don't know. Maybe that's something they're writing into. Like,
that's what I'm.
Puts the helmet on, then he gets real dark purple, or that's a space thing. I don't know.
Maybe the Infinity Stones are affecting him. Maybe because he's in our atmosphere all of a sudden, and not out in space, just sitting on a rock.
Right.
Like, there's some different thing. Like, yeah, there's probably a storyline element to it, and he probably changes throughout. But if the trailer's any indication, they show you in the trailer that he gets at least 2 Infinity Stones and puts them in, we don't see the thumb, maybe there's one in the thumb, but you see the 2 there, and you see him taking it out of Vision's head.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
Or at least attempting to, and it looked like he was actually holding Loki's like staff to do it, maybe.
Or maybe Loki's the one doing it.
Could be. I didn't
Loki's working for him. Because I haven't seen Thor yet. And I heard Loki's on the team again.
Ragnarok?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it either.
And they said from what I've heard, it's pretty awesome.
No, I hear it's great. I hear it's super funny. It's like, it's almost like Marvel listened to everything everybody had been saying and just said, let's just make this really funny and good. And even Chris Hemsworth himself said that he heard Kevin Smith bash Thor or one of the Thor movies or something like that.
Probably
and it actually made him...
sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. But I actually liked the first one.
First one's good.
But he said Kevin Smith bashing it on a podcast made him go to Kevin Feige and say, like, look, we need to do something with Thor. And now, all of a sudden, Thor Ragnarok is fucking awesome.
Yeah. And don't they copy a lot of shit from Planet Hulk, too?
Well, I haven't seen it, but from what I hear, it's Hulk's there, and it's kind of like the Planet Hulk storyline.
Which is a great storyline.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, I gotta watch that. There's still a couple I need to watch. Like Civil War was really good.
Oh, Civil War was great.
I haven't watched the second Avengers all the way through. I've seen parts of it.
It's not that. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not very great.
To me, it was kind of like, there's a lot of explosions.
Ultron was just disappointing. He's way, like, I guess, scarier in the comic books. They made him so chill, and I don't know. It was just weird. It was a weird Ultron. I did like James Spader as him, though.
Speaking of actors, here's my only beef with this new the new Avengers. How are they going to get a guy, the same actor, to play Thanos and Cable?
Good point, but you got to remember that Thanos is all CGI, so it's not really. It's just a voice, and then Cable, you're actually seeing him, and he's probably going to do a weird type of voice for Cable anyway, just to make him sound like Cable. But I'm sure they're not going to like sound the same. They certainly don't look
Kevin
the same.
Nash.
It should have been,
born
dude.
for that role.
I know. That's who I wanted so bad. And Josh Brolin's not a bad choice.
No,
he really is.
He's been hitting the weights hard too.
Dude, he looks good as.
You look at the old comics. Cable's arms or Hulk Hogan size are bigger.
Yeah, and with some movie magic, they could always make him look
right.
Bigger.
Absolutely.
But
I mean, it's Deadpool. It's probably going to, besides the Avengers, it's probably going to gross the most money again.
Oh yeah. Deadpool 2, dude. It's going to do way better than Deadpool 1.
Yeah. Deadpool 1 did awesome.
Great. Yeah.
I mean, it broke some records,
like,
didn't it?
It broke the rated R comedy superhero, maybe just rated R comedy record.
Yeah.
But
because the first time I watched it, I was in theaters. I was like, it's not bad. But I rented it from Redbox and was like, okay, I missed a lot of shit, and this movie's amazing.
No, yeah, there's a lot of jokes there that just are pretty subtle. Some of them are just right in your face.
Right in your face. That's what I like about it, too. I like some of that right in your face shit. Sometimes it gets on my nerves, but...
And they did, like, just the right amount of fourth wall breaking. And like, not
they
too much, but...
They let it be known that he does it. And it was just, it was just a well-written movie.
You could tell that the people who made it really gave shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm kind of sad the director, it's not the same director, Tim Miller, they had creative differences, I guess, so he left the project. But they got another really pretty decent director, I can't remember who it is, to take over that.
I think, this is my opinion about directors, and they have a lot of say in how shit goes, but... With how big these movies are, how much do you think the studio, the big wigs at the studio, are really telling this guy how to fucking do shit? We don't like this. Why don't you fucking change it?
I think quite a bit.
Too much, I think.
Yeah. I think more than they should in most cases. Like, the reason Deadpool was so good is they kind of just let them do their thing. Yeah.
They probably didn't think it was going to be as successful either.
I think
that's why I'm kind of worried about the second one.
That's what DC's movies' biggest problem is Warner Brothers interfering. Because you bring on somebody like Joss Whedon, and if you just let him do his thing, he's going to make a good movie. Same thing, Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder, that's a fucking comic book guy. Zack Snyder. The director did like 300, Batman vs Superman, Man of Steel. He did a great job with Man of Steel, I thought. He made Man of Steel a little too dark, but I still enjoyed it a lot. But he's really, really good at taking comic book imagery and putting it on the screen.
Well, he did 300, yeah.
And he's great at making a movie look like a comic book. His storytelling is lacking, very much so. It's not as deep as it could be. Especially with DC being as dark and gritty as it is, like
right.
I don't see how they could fuck it up so bad when they have such great source material. When they have the story right there, all they have to do is remake the comic books and maybe just make it a little more real.
Right.
You know what I mean? And directors know how to do that, especially directors of these guys' caliber. They just need to stay the fuck out of it.
Right.
So.
Well, it fucks it for the fans, man. I mean, we want to see the best movie possible.
But that's why Marvel's killing it, because they have one guy who actually is just recently stepping down, and that's why I think a lot's going to go down in Infinity War. But Kevin Feige has been running the show since Iron Man, and they've consistently put out fucking great movies. Some not as good as the others, but they're still really fun and entertaining, at least for a one-time watch, if not more. So Warner Brothers is not doing that at all. There's not one guy taking care of all this shit. Like, they just recently put Jeff Johns in there, which is a guy who did a lot of comic book stuff, and he's the reason, like, the DC TV shows are really good. But so I was hoping that would take them in the right direction. I think now they've dug themselves such a fucking hole already. They kind of just need to start over and just
scrap everything.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, just say, like, Aquaman's the last one, and then we're going to start over again.
But the thing is, they have fucking shit written out. Not written. They have it already planned.
Planned to like 2024 or something.
Yeah, I thought it was 26, but
something.
It could be 24.
Yeah. But
I'm like, well, you can't fucking. Who knows what the next. There could be something that comes up that's fucking huge, and you're like, we got to make this movie instead of, just a smaller character, a cyborg movie or something like that. Who the fuck wants to watch that? Really?
Nobody wants to. Although I hear that Cyborg was actually pretty cool in Justice League. From a couple people I've heard do stuff like that. They were actually surprised at how much they like Cyborg. But
he's like my least favorite DC character.
He
does nothing for me. He's like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah, like he was probably my least favorite on like Teen Titans and shit like that too. But like, yeah, I was always more like a Robin guy. I loved Raven.
Raven, that is the girl with the hood?
Yep.
Yeah.
Liked her a lot. And
well, that's what they also is. You know what DC has over Marvel by a lot is their fucking dark, gritty. You can call them anime. They're movies that they do like Red Hood.
Their animated movies are great.
Oh,
except aside from The Killing Joke.
Yeah, it was bad.
Again, I don't understand. They had the creative freedom to make it rated R, and yet it was still nothing like it should have been.
It was almost
there was
like
parts
PG-ish.
But it was rated R. But it was like a. The only thing rated R about it is there was some fucks in it and some blood. Somebody got paralyzed and shit. Yeah. But like, it was there. It's a story everyone knows. There's absolutely no reason to change it like that. And they had Batgirl fuck Batman, which was strange.
That was strange.
But
I fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep during it.
I was drunk when I watched it.
Yeah.
So I think I liked it more when I initially watched it because I was drunk, and everything's great when you're drunk, but most of the time. But I watched it again like a few days later because I realized I was drunk, and it's like I was watching a different movie.
Yeah. But I'm with you on that. I loved Red Hood though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was that what?
Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
for
great.
sure. There's a lot of really good ones out. Flashpoint Paradox is fucking great. But I still think Mask of the Phantasm is one of the best fucking Batman movies. I know it was made in like 95 or something.
That was during the animated series?
Yeah.
Like around that time?
Actually, I think it was like the same art, same studio and everything. So it was just kind of like an offshoot of the TV show.
I went back to because I have, I think it's on Amazon Prime. I went back to watch some of the old animated Batman series. They still hold up. Oh, they're still good.
Yeah.
First season's a little rough.
If I ever find a deal on like the whole series, I'll buy that shit for sure. But every now and then you can find them on DVD for like $15 a season.
Yeah. I think on Amazon Prime you can buy them like digital. Which who really wants that? Because you can lose them.
Yeah, if I'm gonna buy it, I want it. You know what I mean?
That's the way I am about video games. Like PSN will have like badass deals, and I'm like, no, I want a physical copy of it.
No, I'm that guy.
It takes up too much room too.
Takes up too much room on your hard drive though, as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, too much.
Oh, I thought you meant like
too much room. No, too much room on your hard drive.
No, I like having, and not only that, but you can't sell a digital copy. What if you need a few bucks someday? Yeah, you're not getting what it's worth, but you have this now, and it's still worth something. Nobody will buy it. Somebody might buy a digital copy of something off you, but they're gonna want to pay you next to nothing for it.
Right.
At least with a physical copy, they're getting something for their money.
I think people are talking about PlayStation. I think they're selling their screen names too now, or their PSN names.
Yeah.
So they can get all that shit.
Yeah. Which is smart. I mean, if it's worth something, it's worth something.
Yeah, if you have fucking 20 games.
But you could still get a decent amount for all that shit. You're basically buying somebody else's credibility because you're getting all their trophies and all their, you know what I mean? Like if you bought like, somebody who reviews games for a living's PSN name, you're basically getting a shit ton of stuff. Yeah, so that's actually kind of worth something, but just a digital game that is just gonna be a fucking $30 physical copy, if that, in 6 months. Like, nobody's gonna want a digital copy.
No, there's already a couple games that I've been looking at. I'm like, I pre-ordered the one, Evil Within 2. It's the first creator of Resident Evil.
I remember the first one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Well, I went to go buy it, and then I ended up buying South Park instead. And I still haven't played South Park.
Oh, I was just about to say, how was that?
I mean, I played like probably 10 minutes of it, and it's pretty funny, just like the Stick of Truth was.
Oh.
But I've
Is that what the original one was called?
The Stick of Truth, yeah.
I didn't even know. I just thought it was. I couldn't even tell you what it was called. I just remember turkeys.
No, that was South Park 64.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So they made a second game. So this is actually the third South Park.
Yeah. So the Stick of Truth is an RPG, and it's fun, dude. It's like playing a better episode, the best episode of South Park.
Dude, that's all. I had no idea.
You should check it out.
I will.
Really is good.
I love RPGs, especially if they're done well. And like
this one was good.
A South Park RPG, I can't even imagine.
It was good. It was. Now you're only getting 11, 12 hours of gameplay out of it.
But still.
But it's fun as fuck.
It's probably, the replay value of it is probably astronomical. Because it's a role-playing game. You can do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you can change things. You can do different. Yeah. So it's fun. I've been playing Call of Duty, and I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but this new one's fucking awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. It's worth the buy.
I know Call of Duty games have like a campaign that you can play on it, and that's probably the only thing I would like about that, because playing it online, I just die over and over and over and over again. Like, I don't get anywhere.
I did my first week too.
But no, dude, because I used to play a lot of the like Modern Warfare 2 and shit, like back in the day with Tyler, and we would play it for hours, and I would just get so pissed off because it was no fun for me, because I was just worse than everybody else all the time.
Yeah, you're going, and I never got any 18. Better. Yeah. Just
because everyone out there's better than me, pretty much, or they know all the secrets and shit.
Oh yeah, it's because I've actually, since my fight, I've been playing video games and not going to the gym like I'm supposed to. But I've been playing the shit out of it, and I'm still, nowhere near some of these dudes are fucking awesome. And it's like, what do you guys do? I mean, I don't know. I couldn't play video games all day long.
See, that's the main reason I don't play any kind of like MMO or MMORPG and shit. Like, I bought Elder Scrolls Online, and I love Elder Scrolls, and I actually really like that game a lot, until I realized I don't have nearly enough time to play it. Not only that, but I'm paying for PlayStation Plus just to be able to play the game.
Right. Which is bullshit.
And everybody is 1,000 times farther than me. Not only that, but it was on PC before it even came out for PS4.
Yeah. So
there was people playing it for a whole fucking year before I even started playing it.
Yeah, I don't like how they do that either. They should all release on the same time.
Yeah. Or, like, at least give them all their own separate... Because nowadays, they're kind of all connected. You can play with the PC people and all that are playing on the other systems, too.
I don't think you can play with the... I don't think...
like, Xbox and PlayStation can't play with each other. But I think... I'm pretty certain that people on PC were able to carry over their PC character into their PlayStation 4 game.
At least probably to Microsoft.
But
they're more open to it than PlayStation is.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't doubt it.
I've actually thought about buying more PC games, especially now that I have a computer that's able to handle it. But just because, like, it's always going to work on whatever PC. Like, it's not like an old generation game for a PC. It's just you can put it on anything.
Better, right?
Well, no, and like I can get a computer 10 years from now and still play it on that computer.
Right. That's like, true.
Probably even better. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
But I probably won't. I'll probably just buy them for PS4 and then move on. Because nobody buys PC games. Like, you can't take a PC game to GameStop and then buy it from you.
Which is kind of...
They used to.
Yeah.
Back when they were like Funko Land and then slowly turned into
Funko Land.
Wasn't it kind of the same thing? Just maybe not.
They were owned by the same people, I think.
They just went fucking...
They just...
public and became dickholes.
Yeah. I think they're Funko Land and... what was the other one called? Was it Babbage's? Yeah.
Babbage's, yeah.
I think they all got bought out by GameStop and started running. They were still like they're individual, and then they probably got big, went public.
I miss all the like mom and pop like game stores. And like you remember in Madison there was a shop called Video Game Swap Shop?
I do not.
Dude, that place was they would rent you games, but they would also like buy your games, and like you could trade in games toward new games and stuff, and to buy games and shit. That place was awesome, but they ran it out of like this big ass house, and the whole
Like
downstairs
a city house?
of it. Yeah, it was
They
like.
probably had apartments and shit upstairs.
I think the lady actually lived upstairs.
Right.
But
Which, why wouldn't you? I mean, fuck.
man, that place was cool. That was like 90s.
Well, I miss the fucking going to Video Safari, renting 2 or 3 games. All right, this game sucks. This game's all right. This game's awesome. I'm gonna play this one. And then if I get around, I'm gonna play this one. And obviously, this one sucked.
And then the good
now
ones
it's like you gotta go
buy.
Yeah, and now it's like Redbox, $3 a night,
And it scratched all the shit.
and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yep. And they will, it's a pain in the ass to get a refund.
Yep. Yep. So many movies I got out of there I could only watch like half of because it was unplayable after that.
I was down in Florida, and my mom didn't have internet when we were down there. So, yeah, she was probably one of 4 people that don't have internet still. But, am I low?
I was just looking at that. We're about the same. But,
You can turn me up a little bit.
oh, well. Nice catch, sir.
I'm getting better.
Shit. I think that'll be okay.
Hey, you sound better. I sound better, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Anyway, but yeah, there's not too many games I actually play. Like, most recent game I bought was Fallout 4. And that
2 years ago?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, 2K17, but I bought that way late off of somebody. And so, yeah, WWE 2K17 was the last game I bought.
Is that any good?
It's very limited. It's good for a little while until you're the number 2 or number 1 contender for fucking ever.
I remember they did that in a couple of those games.
And I hear that 2K18 is just slightly better. Looks great, but
Yeah.
like the gameplay is slightly better.
Did you play 2000? I think it was 13.
No. Well,
The
no.
one with Punk on it.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so that one was awesome. They had the regular everything that they have these days, but they had an Attitude Era mode
Oh
where you
shit.
played key moments of the Attitude Era.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was the best wrestling game ever. Maybe next to No Mercy.
Oh shit, dude. I wonder if you can like get it, like buy it on PlayStation.
I think you
Network.
can.
Because that's probably the only way you can
And then
play
I
it on
think
PS4.
14, they did WrestleMania moments. So there was a bigger roster. So every WrestleMania they had. So I think the one was, I want to say it was Savage. Maybe Steamboat was on there.
Oh shit. Oh, WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 3.
So it went like, I think I'm saying this. I could be wrong. It's been a couple years, but the Attitude one was amazing.
No, I bet that sounds awesome.
I couldn't stop playing. I remember I bought that and Batman and Grand Theft Auto all in the same day. I don't know why, but I played.
Good choices.
I literally played WWE the whole time.
Which Batman game? Arkham City.
Arkham.
Well, no, if it's 2013, it's probably Asylum.
No, okay, so maybe it wasn't 13. Maybe I got 14.
Okay.
I think it was Arkham Origins.
No. City would have been in 13. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Arkham Origins?
Origins.
The third one?
Origins was like 14, 15.
Yeah, so it was probably 2K14.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't even play Origins.
Yeah, it was good.
I have the collector's edition because but I don't have the game. Never played the game. Like I
Wow.
have the Joker statue and shit over there that lights up that came with it and everything because I bought it off Jeremy Rogers for $40 because he was hurting for money, but he wanted to keep the game. So I never actually played the game. Is my point. But I have the collector's edition for some reason.
The Arkham Origins was good. The newest one was probably the best.
Arkham Knight. I heard that's
Yeah.
all. You got to fucking drive the Batmobile.
Oh yeah,
That-
it was
that's
a
cool
fucking
enough
pain
to
in the
me.
ass at first though, until you got the hang of it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
It was like real touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It
Fucking
was.
running into shit all over the place.
Thing's got like 8 wheels on it.
Right.
Going every direction.
But the
Did it turn into the Bat Pod where you could ride the cycle and everything?
I don't remember.
Probably not. That's too cool.
I don't think they did.
That's unfortunate. Because now all they're making is like Telltale games and shit.
Yeah.
Which
I
Telltale
heard
games are cool.
Yeah, I heard they're getting back to. They're bringing another Arkham game out, even though they said they weren't. But I think
they made a VR game too.
Yeah,
that was very limited but pretty cool.
So I tried the VR at Best Buy.
Oh, yeah?
I was walking around Best Buy and some dude was like standing there. And
it was a PSVR?
No, it was their own a different brand, but they had a bunch of video games on it. And he's like, okay. I was like, I picked it up and he like came around the corner. And I'm like, how the fuck does this work? And he must have liked that right away. Like, I wasn't professional whatsoever. And he's like, all right. And so he let me put it on. And literally within seconds, I was lost in it.
Really?
I forgot that I was in the real world.
Any like motion sickness or anything? Because I've heard
no,
like especially with racing games, people get motion sickness.
But it did throw me off the one time, because the way that the goggles came on. If you like look down as far as you can see the floor you're standing on. So I could kind of do that a little bit, but I probably just wasn't wearing them right. But the one time, like it was something like it almost was like you were like a superhero or something, and I had this orb in my hand. And I threw it at the bad guy, but when I did, like the floor came out from under me, and I literally was like.
Oh shit!
I was like, "Oh my god, dude! I'm playing
a video."
Felt it. Oh yeah,
like your brain was.
My brain was telling me to you're about to die, and I literally like flinched.
Damn.
And I looked at the dude, and I was like, "Dude." And he's like, "Yeah, it happens all the time." He's like, "You just your brain tells you to fucking do something, and you do it."
No, yeah, it's
and you look like an idiot walking around Best Buy, like.
Yeah, but I mean, they know what you're doing, but still, like, dude, I would totally like love to have that VR shit. I would just.
Yeah.
And I know my brain after a while is gonna forget that I'm even playing a fucking game, and that's the scariest part about that shit. Wait until like that surrogate type shit's happening, like that Bruce Willis movie or whatever. I don't know if you saw that. It was called Surrogates. But basically people just lived in these pods, and then these robots went out and did stuff in the world for them and shit. So basically you were like superhuman because you were a robot, but you're really just controlling it from these pods and shit.
So they're saying that is because of course I had to do a little bit of research on it. And it's in the next 10 to maybe 30 years, in that span, they're going to have it so figured out where people are not going to take those goggles off.
Oh, for sure. Because, I mean, video games started in, like, the late 70s, 80s? Like, they were making Pong in, like, the late 70s or some shit like that. But, like, and look how far, we're at this now, what you experienced, you know what I mean, in 30 years.
Less than 40 years.
Like, yeah, 30-some years. And another 30-some years. Fuck, I would say the next 10, 15 years, you'll be amazed at what's fucking happening.
Well, you're gonna be able to fly. You're gonna be able to,
you're gonna be able to
bang the hottest girl in the world.
A whole nother life in a whole nother digital space.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to shoot people like you want, and you're gonna feel like you're actually shooting people. Yeah. They'll probably have some type of motion detector where if you get shot. And obviously, it's not going to feel like you're getting shot, but you're going to feel it.
But there's going to be some kind of indication, like a buzzer or something. You feel something.
You get a little shock.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking gnarly.
For sure.
I'm excited for it.
I kind of am, too. Like, as scary as it is, I totally am excited.
Just like that...
everything's got its pros and cons. You know what I mean?
Just like that robot that's starting to learn. They invented a robot that... It's a AI that learns.
I actually heard that there was 2 AIs that were actually talking. They created their own language and were talking to each other in this language, and they shut them down.
I would too,
because they were like, "What the fuck? What are they saying to each other?"
Right.
And why did they need to create a whole nother language to communicate?
Watch, they're just asshole robots.
Yeah, or they're just asshole people controlling these robots, and these robots are like, "Fuck these guys." And I was like, I know, right? But like, what should we do about this? Let's create another fucking language and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No thanks.
They're fucking trying to figure out detonation codes. Blow us all up like Terminator.
I was just about to say Terminator shit. Terminator shit.
Well, it's going to get to the point where, we're a fucking virus away, from that shit really happening. Yeah. Everything getting shut down. And but that's the fucking consequences we're going to have to live with if we want to keep advancing. Sometimes I think that we shouldn't. I think we need to fucking get... detached from some of this madness, and then other times I'm like, man, let's keep it rolling.
Well,
see how far we can go with this.
I feel like we need the balance of like both. Like we need the weird internet age to happen, but we also need to maintain the old ways of doing things too. So it's that balance that makes it work. Without it just being one or the other is never going to work out. It's always going to go. It's always going to be a downward spiral. You need those two to keep themselves level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, level playing field. I agree with you completely.
Like kind of like with kids, like the kids that grow up without that parents that just let them go willy-nilly with all this technology but never put all this stuff into perspective for them. Like the kids are going to grow up all fucked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to experience every different version of things, and then the parents put those things into perspective. And they need friends too to give them other perspectives. Cuz not everybody grows up in a good fucking household, you know what I mean? Some of them grow up with ideal parents, almost too good of parents.
Right.
They shelter
them. And that's just, in my opinion, I've seen both sides. I think the sheltering part is almost as bad as the neglecting part.
But you need all of these types of groups, and you need them to all kind of commingle. That's why I said like you grew up in a different type of upbringing than I did.
Right. I wasn't.
And Josh grew up in a different upbringing. Yeah. You know, Josh, Jared, and then like Shane grew up like, but we were all like friends and shit. And Nathan, you know,
we all learned from each other,
and we all experienced all these different ways of the world through each other.
Right.
So we need all that diversity and craziness, and to make us, to put all of it into perspective and become who we are when we're older.
Right.
So that's why
I took things from all, and you're right, from all of our groups of friends. I took something from everything. And I liked how these people did it. I liked how Shane's family sat down for dinner every night. Yeah. That was that's amazing to me. I liked the way, you know, my grandma ran Josh and Jared for a certain thing. Or, you know what I mean? I liked how I was brought up on this.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I completely agree.
No, it's and
kids aren't learning enough. They think, and they're so set in their ways too, like, well, my parents want me to do this, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to grow up to be this, instead of fucking figuring shit out on their own.
Yeah. And I mean, you can have guidance from your parents and shit, just, the parents need to realize that they're their own person, and no matter what, all this guidance isn't going to go somewhere, and they're going to do with it what they want, and you just gotta hope that some of it sinks in and sticks. I'm talking
That's
like I have kids or something, and I don't.
You've been around enough kids, you understand it.
Oh yeah, I have 12 nieces and nephews.
Right.
But I just recently had to count them all up. I thought I had 11. Forgot about Connor.
Well, the funny thing about so like 4 years, you know, because all of us have kids around the same age. Like Dewey's the oldest. And now Jackie and Ashley have newborns.
Oh, shit.
And so, like, I remember talking with Josh and Jared, like, 3 years ago. I'm like, man, I can't wait till these kids are, like, old enough. They're going to play with each other, like, when they're 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So Thanksgiving came this year. They're all 4 or 5. These fucking kids are bouncing off the wall, sliding down the stairs, fucking doing flips on the mat. I'm like,
man, I can't wait for this to be over.
I messed up.
Yeah, can't wait till these kids are like 14 and like talking to each other instead of
yelling, stop smoking cigarettes out of the bathroom window.
Yeah.
Rather than stop fucking body slamming her on the mattress.
Yeah. Don't eat that.
Don't eat that. Yeah. It was such a good idea, you know, in theory. But this is, you know, with having kids, this is the best time. And then, you know, a year ago I said this was the best time. And 2 years from now I'm gonna say this is the best time. You know, it's because having kids is the best.
The best time is always now.
Really
well, in most cases.
Unless you're,
If you're thinking about it, right now is probably at least close to the right time.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I fucking got a house. I got a beautiful daughter, beautiful girlfriend. You know, I still fucking hate
gold on your shoulder.
I got a strap
around your waist, I guess.
And you know, there's not much to complain about.
No.
I'm with you.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, that Avengers trailer was great.
Shit got real, dude.
It did. It did. Yeah. The only other things I had to talk about were I was gonna say the 5 best Marvel movies, and I wasn't sure if you saw or heard about anything from Survivor Series, but that AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar match was surprisingly fucking good.
Was it?
Oh my god!
I thought it was gonna be good.
I don't think
bad.
I don't think AJ Styles can have a bad match with anyone, and he can make anyone look good.
You don't think Brock's good anymore?
I think Brock's good. I just think it all depends on who he's wrestling.
I think he's gotten lazy over the years.
A little bit, but I think he's totally, like, he recognizes when he's in the ring with someone good and he needs to step up, or at least try.
Right.
And AJ Styles definitely brought that. Like, AJ Styles know how to play on people's, I guess,
strengths?
Talents. Or skill. Yeah, their strengths is the word I was looking for. But, and he knows, okay, Brock's an enforcer. You know, Brock's going to beat the shit out of me, and that's pretty much what Brock did.
I'm going to come back.
They turned it into an underdog story type deal, and you were really rooting for AJ, and they pulled it off tremendously. Like,
well,
really
I need to go watch it then, because the whole card looked awesome.
Actually, dude, it was a great pay-per-view. It really was. I couldn't, it's been so long now that I couldn't tell you the stinker of the night, but all of them were pretty good.
I heard the main event wasn't that great.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
They need to get Shane the fuck out of there.
It was pretty much all set up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You knew it was happening.
For what's to come sort of thing, but yeah. It was cool to see Triple H finally out there again, though. He was totally being, corporate authority Triple H, too. Confused the shit out of me. You heard what happened.
He's with the Shield now, right? Or was he?
Triple H?
Yeah.
No. He did it on a house show. He went out there and did it on a house show, but not in storyline and stuff. No, they were... I don't think anybody from S.H.I.E.L.D. was on Team Raw, because I think S.H.I.E.L.D. had their own match throughout the night.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Yeah, I was confused. Somebody told me at work that Triple H was with the Shield now, and I was like, what?
No, they probably just saw that video somebody uploaded to him, but it was just like to make people happy at a house show, you know what I mean? Like when AJ Styles wins the U.S. title randomly at a house show. But, yeah, it was pretty good. But the main event was definitely all storyline for like Shane McMahon.
Who wasn't
and
the main?
Triple H.
It was
main event. It was Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. Team SmackDown was fucking like Shinsuke Nakamura. Fuck, dude, it's been a while. I can't remember. I know Shinsuke Nakamura, Shane McMahon, Randy Orton.
Was it Kevin Owens? Or is he with Raw?
No, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn weren't there. And they were actually one of the big reasons why SmackDown lost. Because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are like friends again, and they're both bad guys now. And they came out and just fucked Shane over because they've had this thing going on with like Shane doesn't give a fuck about them, sort of that thing. And but fuck, I couldn't tell you. I know Team Raw was like Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Triple H, and someone else. Fuck, I guess if I was gonna bring this up, I should have maybe had a refresher course.
I thought Angle was involved.
Angle was on Team Raw. He was the last member of Team Raw.
And when he said he was done wrestling forever.
Well, what happened was, yeah, and I think he's actually going to come back, but what happened was it was just Shane, Triple H. It was Shane versus Triple H, Braun Strowman, and Kurt Angle in the end. And Kurt Angle was about to break Shane's ankle with the angle lock. And Triple H went out there, pedigreed Kurt Angle, and put Shane on top of Kurt Angle so that Shane would eliminate Kurt Angle. And then he's acted as if he was turning and
Team
helping
SmackDown.
Shane.
Okay.
And basically he was protecting Shane and just looking at Braun Strowman like, motherfucker, you're not going to do nothing. You're going to stay right there and you're not going to do shit. And Braun Strowman's looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And then eventually Triple H helps Shane up, kicks him, pedigrees him, pins him. He wanted to win it himself. He wanted to put Shane down himself. And then it was like, yeah, we did it. And they went to raise each other's hands, him and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman just choked him up. I was like, motherfucker, you ever pull that shit again, I will end you. And Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So it was like a weird, disappointing, kind of climactic, but pretty anticlimactic.
I don't like Braun Strowman. I've come to terms with it.
I think
I've
he's
tried.
good at being the big, scary dude, but I don't think he's good at wrestling.
No.
I think he has a lot of work to do.
Which, for
Especially-
years, Big Show wasn't in a good match besides when he was with Lesnar. Because Lesnar had to work.
Yeah.
But even with Lesnar, man, fucking Strowman it was a dud.
Oh my God, it was bad. It was so awkward. You could tell that, like, Lesnar was getting frustrated with Strowman because Strowman wasn't really selling, and Lesnar does not like it when you don't sell his shit.
Right.
He gets pissed off.
one
He's
of
like,
the baddest dudes
motherfucker,
in
I'm
the
Brock
world."
Lesnar.
Yeah.
I just took you to Suplex City. You better sell that shit. And Braun Strowman doesn't really sell stuff very well. And I think that was a big issue. Not only that, but Braun Strowman's just I don't even know how to describe him. He's big and scary, and he's great at being big and scary, but in the ring he's just a klutz.
Yeah.
You know,
Big dopey dude.
yeah, like he needs to train a couple more years or
Right.
something.
Or
Right.
not give him such a big push.
Yeah.
You know, let him be a big scary guy in the mid card.
And actually, I didn't read the article, but I saw it pop up in passing that he's actually got some heat in the locker room because of his push. So, but I mean, at the same time, Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion, and he still hasn't got an opportunity to win the title back.
Right. I think Finn Balor should be one of the top dogs.
I think Finn Balor should be on fucking SmackDown so he can actually go somewhere.
Right.
Because Vince seems to have a lot more pull on Raw, and he's got a boner for the big dudes. That's why
Roman.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Roman Reigns.
Which reminds me, do you ever see that video that was going around of they tweaked people's entrances on 2K18, and it was Miz and Maurice's entrance, but it was Roman and Vince.
Yep,
It was
great.
so.
I saw the meme too, where it was like literally Roman they photoshopped every single belt, even like the women's titles on him.
on Roman.
On Roman, he had every single both tag team titles. I mean, he was covered in WWE belts.
Well, he just recently. I don't know what the fuck that was. Is that you?
No.
I have no idea what that noise was. I wonder if it was picked up on the audio. But what was I fucking saying? What were we talking about? That threw me off.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Oh, he just recently won the Intercontinental title, so now he's held every single title there is, except for the women's title. So I think that's next. He's gonna take on Charlotte Flair. They're eventually gonna be like, oh, gender equality, right? Charlotte Flair versus Roman Reigns.
And it's going to be a good match, and no, it won't, because Roman Reigns, he'll hit the same 3 fucking moves
Yeah.
all match.
But Charlotte Flair's great, so
She's awesome.
I love Charlotte.
She's one of the best workers in the whole fucking show.
Yep, Charlotte and Becky Lynch are my 2 faves.
Yeah.
And Asuka. I like Asuka a lot.
I haven't really watched much of her. Whoa.
Walter.
But,
You scary beast, you.
well,
But yeah, and the only other thing I had was, like I said, 5 best Marvel movies. But we had a big Marvel talk, but I'll definitely say...
let's hear yours first.
I can't put them in any order, but I'll tell you my 5 favorites. And this is a more recent one, but and it's technically is a Marvel Studios movie, but Spider-Man Homecoming is fucking awesome.
See, I heard nothing but bad things about that movie.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I think that is the best Spider-Man movie probably ever, aside from Spider-Man 2. With
I like Spider-Man 2.
With Tobey Maguire.
That was a Fox, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, that was Sony.
Sony had
Because
Spider-Man.
Sony still did Spider-Man Homecoming, but it was all they did it with Marvel Studios.
Right.
So it's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's why Robert Downey Jr. and shit's in it. But
I
can't believe you heard bad
I
things
heard
about it.
Nothing but good things, or nothing but bad things about it.
Dude, that movie's great. That movie is great. It's got fucking Tom Hardy in it.
As Venom?
He's not Venom. He's another guy. He's on like Michael Keaton's crew, the Vulture's crew or whatever.
But he's going to turn into Venom?
I don't know if it's going to be the same guy or not, but since he's in there, I'm thinking it probably will be, but I'll just say it right now. Spoiler alert: he fucking dies in that movie. So I don't know how, unless this thing that they shot him with didn't kill him, it just did something to it. You know what I mean? But it appeared that he just turned to fucking ash and died. But like I said, spoiler alert. But goddamn, dude, I'll be the first one right now to tell you that movie's fucking great.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I liked like the first Avengers. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I like the first Iron Man was good.
That was my next one I was going to say. Iron Man 1 was great.
Winter Soldier wasn't bad.
Winter Soldier, yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. Civil War was awesome.
Great. That's probably the best they had done up until Spider-Man Homecoming for me. But still close, those two.
I know I'm going to get shit for this one.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite.
That's great. Yeah, that's close. That's in the top 3 for sure.
I'm going to get shit for this one, but I don't hate the Edward Norton Hulk.
Oh, no, that was really good.
Yeah.
I think the only reason they didn't make more of them is because he didn't want to do them.
Yeah, he was an asshole, I guess.
Well, he wanted to have more to do with the story. He wanted to change a lot of things, and they didn't want him to, but I thought it was really good the way it turned out.
But Eric Bana one's bad. I used to defend that one because I love the Hulk so much, but it was bad.
It was bad. Hulk was like the size of a
he got
a goddamn building.
Yeah, the more mad he got,
the bigger he got.
And by the time it was said and done, his head was the size of this house. And he was jumping like 2,000 miles a jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
No, sorry. If the badder you get, the bigger you get. Your shorts are ripping off, bro. It's happening.
Oh yeah, we're seeing big green dick.
Yeah,
for sure.
Big green flopping dick. Like that's probably more of an issue than just him being angry because that shit's dragging on the ground, killing people. I went a little far with that one. But yeah, Doctor Strange was really good.
Need to see that still. I want to see it now more that the Infinity War trailer came out.
The only one I haven't seen is Ragnarok. So, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be up there.
We should go see that soon.
I'm always down to see Ragnarok too. I still want to see Justice League, even though I hear it's not good. I just want to. I've always wanted to see Justice League. So if it's at least as decent as most people I've heard talk about it, because the reviews are pretty mixed. Some people actually like it and think it's a step up for them. But I'll probably like it enough to buy it, which I haven't bought a single one since Man of Steel. So
staying on topic with comic books, I completely fucking forgot, but have you watched any of The Punisher?
The series?
Yes.
I have not. I got to get Netflix back. I plan on getting it back soon. Dude, I love Daredevil. And I love the whole first half of season 2 with Punisher.
It'll blow your mind.
I bet. He was just on, John Barenthal was just on the Nerdist podcast, and I listened to it. And he is so fucking psyched to be Punisher. So I can only imagine how good it is. For somebody that likes, usually when somebody likes being that person, they do a really fucking good job.
Well, without giving too much away, the first, because it's 13 episodes, the first 4 are watchable. They're not great. I was like, okay I'm going to get into this.
Setup.
Exactly. Then they get really good in the last, so the second to last episode, I thought was the season finale. Okay. I was like, dude, how are you going to top that?
Yeah.
I was like, one of those things, like, I was like in my basement fucking walking back and forth and shit, like, oh my God. And then, you know, Netflix's new thing is if you're watching an episode, I don't know how new it is, but it'll say next episode starting in 3, 4.
It'll count down
4, 3,
just so
2,
you'll
1.
have time to pause it or something.
And I was like, there's more?
Yeah.
And the last episode, dude, the season finale was
even better?
Almost as good.
Oh, okay. That's still good.
Almost as good. The last 2 episodes, they fucking do it every time. Every series I like. Game of Thrones, last 2 episodes, fucking can't stop watching them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every season. Dude, besides Game of Thrones, Punisher's my new favorite show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
I liked it more than Stranger Things Season 2.
Shit. I liked Stranger Things season 2 a lot too. I liked it even more than the first one. Aside, episode 7 was weird, but it's a good. Yeah, I understand.
I liked the first season a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess.
But they were both on par with each other.
Oh yeah. They didn't. It wasn't worse than season 1.
Yeah,
you know what
it
I mean?
wasn't. It was. Yeah, you're right. They're right there. But dude, fucking Punisher. You gotta watch it.
No, dude, I will.
You won't be able to put it down.
I love Daredevil. I'm still waiting for fucking Daredevil season 3, which I don't think is gonna happen until after like Defenders, probably.
Okay.
So, and I don't even know when the fuck Defenders comes out. But, and I didn't watch all of Jessica Jones, and I didn't watch any of Luke Cage or Iron Fist.
Luke Cage just looked corny.
And I heard Iron Fist was just bad and boring.
Right.
So, and Jessica Jones was cool. Just for some reason, I kind of petered out.
I've never heard of Jessica Jones. I didn't even know it had anything to do with this whole storyline.
It was just well done. I liked the villain. I liked they got Kristen Ritter to play Jessica Jones. I like her. The acting was really good. It was good. Like can't remember the guy's name who was the bad guy, but he was in the Harry Potter movies. He was in I think he was Doctor Who for a little while too. But what the fuck is that guy's name? You know him if you see him. British guy.
So the Punisher's buddy in this is kind of like the second main character in the series. What the fuck is his name? In the show, his name's Billy Russo. That's what it is.
That sounds really familiar.
It's his buddy.
I don't know much about Punisher, but
so
I gotcha.
The first couple episodes, I did not like him until his story kind of progressed, and then I almost liked him as much as the Punisher.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I hope whatever's happening here continues. I'm not going to give too much away because you haven't watched it, and I want you to experience it without knowing anything.
I wanted to watch it before, but I only want to watch it more now.
Yeah, you will love it.
Sweet, because like I like that guy too that plays Punisher. The only thing I've seen him that I didn't like is I fucking hated Shane on Walking Dead.
Love Shane. He's my favorite.
I fucking hated that guy. He was just that typical like dickhead, like
he played a great
Marine
dick.
or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, oh, I just fucking hate you. But like, yeah, that was the only thing I didn't like him in that I saw. He's great as a Punisher though. He's like perfect.
Yeah, he is the best.
I can't think of anybody else that I would think of as the Punisher now. Not even Thomas Jane, the guy that played him in that movie, or that guy that played him in that shitty second one.
I won't watch the second one, especially now.
But that Thomas Jane one was
good.
Was pretty good. Yeah,
I liked it for its time. It was awesome.
Yeah, Kevin Nash was in it and shit.
Yeah, Kevin Nash just keeps getting recycled into our conversations. I love it.
We should have him on the show. You're the more famous one here. You should use your fame. But, God, that'd be so cool.
Dude, if Kevin Nash...
Scott Hall?
We'd have to get him a fucking... We'd have to duck the whole time in this house.
Dude, I will rip that goddamn ceiling fan out for Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I don't give a fuck. I'll tear out the ceiling, you know what I mean? Insulate the attic. But,
well,
yeah.
Mark, you about done? Because
we're
get going.
We're over an hour, sir, so...
Perfect.
We can definitely...
Man, we killed
stop her here.
Killed it this one.
We're getting better at this. We're getting much better at this. But yeah, thanks for watching. This was Jam Up number 7, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, t-shirts available at mattarcher.threadless.com.
Gotta give me one of those.
Facebook.com/mattarchermedia. You can give us a like. That's where we post most of our updates and shit. So, and watch LFA fucking championship fights over here.
Right here.
Evolve MMA. Who else can we fucking throw out there? Dickie Willis, Mr. Hollywood. Wilbur Whitlock.
Oh, yeah. HW will be making a return this summer.
Oh, shit. See, I was hoping people forgot.
Nope.
I'm going to be broken.
Yep. It's happening.
Well, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
YOLO.
You only turned 30 once, right?
Shit. I might turn 30 for the rest of my life after that night. I'll just relive the same day over and over again.
It's gonna be great. Oh, that's the last title I gotta get right there.
I've had it for fucking like 11 years probably, but Maybe I'll have to step up the game by the time. Maybe I'll have to get a real belt and just up it.
That's the best one right
there. All right, well.
Dude, that was fucking... That thing is classic for what we had it for. I mean,
I guess I should grab it if we're talking about it so people aren't like, what the fuck are they looking at?
The only thing, maybe we spray paint it black.
Spray paint the belt?
Or maybe spray paint it white.
Well, we got all our signatures.
Oh, yeah, we can't spray paint it. Maybe we spray paint the front.
The front, but... There you go. Is that upside down? Yeah. There it is.
Next time I'll bring in my belt. We'll compare.
Awfully similar to the Attitude Era WWF belt, doesn't it? There's a reason for that. Well, I guess next time you'll have to wear your belt and I'll wear mine.
Sounds good.
But, yeah. Till next time. Thanks for watching.
See ya.